Okay, and welcome back to our lesson on Adobe XD. So our lessons continue. From our previous lessons, we've learned how to create projects, we've learned how to add shapes, we've learned how to add text to our UI and other things. Now today we're going to talk about colors, how we can work with colors on Adobe XD. Okay, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about solid colors, and we're going to talk about blending colors, that is gradient colors. And we say gradient occurs when there are two or more colors blending. Okay, so we're going to talk about that, and then so let's start. As we always do, we're going to create a new project for the lesson. So I'm going to go by the custom size. I'm going to set my size to 1080 by 1080, 1080 width by 1080 height. So this is going to be our dimension for this project. So click on it to create our project successfully. So 1080 by width and then 1080 on width. So on height, sorry. So it's 1080 by 1080 pixels. I told you we work in pixels when it comes to this one. So all the measurement we're going to use will be in pixels, right? So you can change your layout to whatever you want to, but I'm just going to leave it because we're just using it for a demo. When we get into the real deal, when we are designing our UI and then other things, and we just have to rename them so that we can, for the purpose of the prototyping, we can know which page is doing what. So I'm talking about colors on this video. So what do? We can apply colors with the shapes and the elements. So we're going to use a rectangle for here, and the shortcut for selecting the rectangle, the R key. So I just press the R key and then I'll draw my rectangle on the screen. Okay, this is the rectangle that I have. I can transform it with the move tool or the select tool by pressing the V key. Okay, so this is it. I'm going to zoom in so that you can see the real deal, that is the circle we have here. Now let's scroll down on our property, but let's scroll down to this side. Now there are a lot of things going on right here. You can see this one is checked and the color here is white. It means that the shape is already filled with what the white color, and this has to do with the border, that is the outline of the rectangle, and it is filled with that color, the dark gray color right there. So this is where we're going to focus our attention on adding colors to the rectangle that we have right here. So to set the colors, we're going to go into the different dimensions, the different ways we can do that. And the first way I'm going to teach you is to click on the color that we have here. It's going to open the color swatch. So this is the color swatch we have right here, and I'm going to go deeper into this right now. So we have the color selection part here. So this side, you can select all the colors that you want. We have the blend of colors that you have right here. So whilst you move your mouse on it, it's going to show you the color that you are probably selecting or you are likely to get when you click on it. And then we have this slider here that will show you the dimension or kind of what do we call it, the mode of the colors. No, I think there was a name that I want to use. It has a name. The shade, yes, that is the shade of the colors you want to use. So as I also move along, you can see the color blends that is likely to be filled on the color pad. So if I move into this side, you can see it's the shade of purple that is being displayed right there, and I moving down, go to the shade of blue, shade of light, green, yellow, orange, and red, in that order. We also have this slider right here, and this slider shows the transparency of our colors. It is filled. So I'm going to show you how that you can have a transparent color right here. So let's do this. I'm going to place a layout over another layout. So I have this circle right here. but the circle will be at the background. Okay, now I want to move this circle to the back of the rectangle. So what am I going to do? There are ways we can use to do that. So we can go to we can select the layer right here from the artboard section. Then we can just right click on that. We can right click on that to look at the various options that we have here. We can copy and paste, we can duplicate, we can delete, or we can rename, or we can even lock it or group it as well. Now the real deal here is that we want to send this to the back of the layer, that's the rectangle. What I can do here is I have different ways, the shortcut and then the options right here. So you can just right click on the layer itself. Don't right click here. When you right click here, you can copy it, duplicate it, or other things. But when you click on the layer itself here, we have other options that will come: cut, copy SVG code, delete, log, hide group, outline. But what we are looking for is to order it. So that is to send it to the back of the layer, the layer that is placed on. So just going to, we have bring to front. It's already in the front position, so we are not going to worry about this. We have bring forward. Now bringing forward, when we say bringing forward, it should be in a sequence, like layers of about 3. Okay, and we want to bring one layer on top of the other. We can say bring forward. And when we use the bring front, it means it needs to surpass all the other layers and come to the front place. But bringing it forward will move one after the other. All right. So, and then we also have send backward, that will move backwards one after the other. And then send to back will automatically move it to the back of all the layers. We have only 2 layers here. We can either use any of them, send backward or send to back. When I click on send to back, our layer will be moved to the back of the rectangle. Remember, we can see the outline there. That means it's at the back of it, so you can see right here. Now, because we have transparency on this, that is why you can see it. So if I set this to solid, you cannot see it again. So the transparency is going to allow you to view other items from the back, or which are hidden at the back. Right, so this is what the transparency would do, or this is what it does. Now on this color, we have the color code that is set in a hexadecimal way, and in the hexadecimal, I'm not here to teach you how colors are calculated though, but in a hexadecimal code right here, the A here stands for 10, we have 8, we have 1, we have D. D stands for A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, D is 13. So that is the code that we have here. All right, we can change this one to RGB, which simply means red, green, and blue. Now we call the RGB the screen color. Any color that you see on screen, on the internet, on TV, on everything is measured in with what RGB. That is red, green, and blue. So since there are 3 colors, you can see the shade that we have here. When we set all the colors can be measured from 0 to 255. All right, so when we set this to 255 and all this to 0 and all this to 0, we're going to have the color red. This is the original red. All right, so red is at its peak, that is 255. When we set this one to 0 and come to 255 on green, we're going to have the original green. So this is the green we're talking about. Green is at its peak. All right, we can set this to 0 and this one to 255, and then we have the original blue. This is RGB. This is the blue that we use. This is the blue we're talking about, the original blue that we're talking about. So we can, so every color has its shade, and so you have the different shades of blue right here. You can select the different shades of blue. Now this addition symbol here will make it easier for you to add your colors, quick colors. You can just add them here as a preset, and then you can just click on them anytime you need them. So you can select your colors and then add them to the project, so that you know when you are choosing the color, you don't have to be searching for the color from the color pad and anything. You just have to add them here. Aside being solid colors, you can also add what? Linear gradient. You can add linear gradients, radial gradient, and angular gradient. So you have linear gradient being linear, so the gradient forms in linear. You can select which color to use, selecting this and choosing where you want to, the color you want to add to it, and then you can select again the color that you want to combine with. So you can see two different colors combining. You can as well select from here. Clicking on this will select the area, and clicking on that will also select where you want to blend the colors. You can also change the position of the blend. Alright, so you can see I'm changing the position of the blend, so it's linear. It can either go vertical or horizontal, so we can have the linear. And then you can also add more colors to it. So I've added a third color, which is here. I can come and choose another color here, so I would have 3 colors. Now a blend is more than two or more colors, so I can add different colors in between. It's just your arrangement. Now, aside using the this side, the color pad, to choose your colors, you can also use the color dropper to select from anywhere where you want to add your colors. So just pick on this, go to wherever you want to select your colors from, and then click, and it will be shown. So this is about colors, and we're going to meet in our next video in more intuitive lessons.